Okay, so I cannot go live. I have to wait for 24 hours for my phone number to be verified. I'm not really sure why, but at least it's going farther than it did last time, because last time it told me I couldn't even do that on my account, which doesn't make sense. So I just went ahead and put some plants in. I attached some anubias to some zip ties with suction cups, and that's a much more favorite method than super glue. So I'll be using that from now on. And then I went ahead and went around to all the mini tanks and fed everybody. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm at 13 tanks, and nobody knows this yet, but I'm planning on getting another one. So 14. Let's see. So I guess we'll go with oldest to newest. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll go around the room one at a time. So let me get my battery pack out of the way. I've been charging my phone. This is the Fluval, what the hell is it? 9-gallon. So in here we got some Kubatai rasboras and one asshole ember tetra. He ate half of a shipment of shrimp once before I remembered he was in the tank cycling with it. And he's still around. He has also survived betas. Yeah, he's a trooper. And then in this tank we also have 2 bumblebee gobies, which I am obsessed with because they are absolutely adorable. And of course, live plants. I made these resin bases myself with aquarium rocks and subwater tang at the top. I got that one from the Smallscape, got that idea. And there are also 2 or 3, I'm not sure how many are left, but I got 4. One of them disappeared. Well, that might be one. I hope that's a plant and not a dead one. Where are they? There's 3 of them in here. Here's the other bumblebee hiding in the corner. But I don't see them. But I know there's at least 2 in here. There's supposed to be 4, but I have not been able to locate all 4 of them at the same time. It's tough to see where this is aiming while I'm looking around here. And USPS is supposed to be showing up today with 3 packages. One of them is my order from Flip Aquatics, and the other one is something I ordered from somebody who does 3D printing to cover the intake and output areas for here so that no shrimp will get sucked up in them if I decide to get more, which I'm kind of obsessed, so I'm sure I'll decide to get more. These guys are so cute. Where are they? That's going to irritate me that I can't find 4 shrimp. I mean, this tank is not that big. It's not like when I started my 20 gallons and I couldn't find anything. I mean, they have to be in there somewhere. Well, they're in there somewhere. Couldn't tell you where. And if you see them, let me know, because they could be in plain sight and I'm just blind. I mean, that's always a possibility. But anyway, this is my Fluval 9-gallon. Next, over here, we have the Gourami tank. This one I've been struggling a little bit with the algae, and I'm not sure why, because it's got the same exact setup as everything else and less of a bio load than some of the other tanks, and it's still struggling. It's got the same exact kind of filter, same plants, basically, same upkeep and maintenance. I just don't get it. I switched this one out. This one did have a matin filter in it, and I changed it. Here's one of the dwarf CPOs. He's the biggest one, and then there's 2 others that size, only because he ate one of them. We've also got Tori Amos. She's the white beta that survived the columnaris that took out the entire sorority tank. So she is a trooper, and she's adorable too. She's like a cat. She'll come see me when I'm walking by. She's cute. And then I have a couple different dwarf gouramis in here. There's the original. She had males with her, but she got some sort of like, I don't know, wasting disease or something went through this tank, and like all the males just started looking real not so good. But she's doing all right. I mean, she still doesn't look as vibrant as she should. But these babies, they're doing fine. They're hanging out, chilling, relaxing. And then of course my cories, because I have cories in almost every big tank because they're just so damn cute. I'm obsessed with them. All sorts of different plants. Sand for the substrate. Got the heater, which for some reason in this tank gets so messy. I don't get it. Something about this tank. But that's the Gourami tank. And then we have one of my favorites to watch, which is already in need of getting the glass cleaned again. I just cleaned it 2 days ago. This is my overflow shrimp. So whatever comes out of the shrimp tank, I've been picking out just the adults and letting the babies go because they're overpopulating themselves. So this tank is a Siamese algae eater. I got 2 of the orange guppies, sunset guppies I believe they're called. I got like 6 Palliatus cories in here. I got at least 4 platies and 2 mollies, or is it the other way around? I can't remember. And the shrimp are so funny when they swim. I still can't get over that. It's so cute. It's got driftwood. I finally got some more frog bit in here, and I got this from a 3D printer on Etsy. The moss ball I got from Petco is looking a little scraggly. It's not a moss ball. It's like a Java ball. I don't even know. And this one has 4 tiny little guppy fry. And the guys zipping around the back are the blue dragon guppies that I got from the swap that was in, I believe it was Addison, Texas, recently at one of the hotels. That was the first true swap thing that I'd gone to, so I had to get something. And then of course my Monoselenium tenerum. That stuff is super cool. It's kind of like Subwasser Tang but slightly different, and I like the feathery look it gives it. And then we got all the shrimps. For some reason they like to hang out in this back corner, except now that it's feeding time they're all coming up front to check out what's going on. And then we got one of these green guys in here. They're pretty. I've just kind of left him in. So it's kind of like a free-for-all tank. It's got a whole bunch of random stuff in it. I don't have a problem with algae in this tank, which is fascinating. And I can't imagine that one Siamese algae eater is doing all the work. Maybe I should trap him and put him in the other one and see how it goes for a day. But I don't understand because this one's fine. And then there's some of those Brazos dwarf crayfish. I think there are two of them in here. I don't remember. I have my notes up there, but I don't want to take them apart right now and read them. But there's a whole bunch going on in this tank. So sometimes I just like to sit here and watch all the craziness. There's always something to be watching. Okay, and then over here we got, and that one's a 20 long, just like the other one. This one is a 10 gallon, I believe. This is a slightly newer tank. It's got blue jelly, Neocaridina. It's got some mystery snails in there doing their thing. Lots of plants. I got the buffered substrate stuff in there because of the shrimp. One of them's already buried. I don't know where she is. I just got them recently. And my lotus is doing amazing back there. I got some Crinum calistratum, that squirrely plant. Those are super cool. I'm obsessed with those. I just wish they were bigger and fluffier and I could get more of them. This is actually a piece of coquina rock from Flagler Beach, Florida, which is near Daytona, which is where I should be, but I'm not. Someday. We got green neon tetras in here, which are clearly blue, so somebody please explain to me why they named them that. We've also got some chili rasboras, which are very small and neurotic and very hard to get on camera because they're super weird. And then of course there's one of these guys, just one, and he actually arrived in the bag with a molt, which I thought was really kind of cool. And then there are, where are they? Glow light tetras. These guys are super weird because they always try to pretend like they're not there, and if they don't move I won't see them, but they're there and I see them. And then I put moss on some pedestals, and I've just been really getting into it. Like this, it really entertains me. And then we got, this one is I think a 2.5, so I know it's not the best setup, but Plum doesn't mind. Yes, I know it's a weird name, but it means lead in Latin, and he looks kind of like lead, so that's what I named him. And this one is Juniper. I believe in my last video I explained that that is a place in Florida as well, Juniper Springs, where the water is almost that color. And he is gorgeous, loving his little 5.5 gallon, I believe it is. Such pretty colors in him. And I have to upgrade him, but I haven't gotten it. Oh, and this one has 2 gobies in it too. And they're slightly different colors. Like they've oranged up a little. It's kind of cool. This one is my pride and joy at the moment. I'm quite proud of the way I scaped this one. Some guy that lives near me that I met up with from Marketplace waited in his driveway and got a bunch of plants. And this again is another resin tree that I made with the subwasser tang. This one has my crystal reds and all of my clown killies, which are chilling at the top, eating all the little flaky things that I put in there. And it also has tangerine tigers, which can create tie bees, from what I've heard, if they do the thing with one another. And here's another lotus. And I also trimmed these recently and started spreading them along the other tanks. So this is a 10 gallon as well. They're super cute. Love them. Really liking that setup. And then this one is my rainbow tank. This one has blue-eyed yellow, I believe they're called furcatas, but correct me if I'm wrong. And the ones with less color are celebes, I believe they pronounced it. And this was a lotus that I'm growing from a bulb, which has already sprouted, so that's exciting. And what else we got in here? This one also has some of the Brazos crayfish again, but I don't know where they're hiding. And this is one of my cleanest tanks. It's got a matten filter and a sponge filter, just because I had an extra knob on the gang valve or whatever, so I decided to just leave it there. And somebody likes Buse plants in this tank because, not that they're expensive or anything, but half of it's missing. So I'm a little irritated with these guys. And underneath here, deep in the dark recesses of hell, or just under the castle, is my only pleco, clown pleco, which we've only seen twice in the 3 or 4 weeks I've owned him. Something is sliding on the glass in front of me. What is that? Dust. Never mind. Okay, and then of course 2 cories, which are like best friends, even though they're 2 different species. Fancy that. So this is my cleanest tank, I think, at the moment. And then down here is the tank that really got me obsessed with shrimp keeping. I got 10 Neos, just a Skittles mix at Odyssey Pets in Dallas, and they order all of their stuff from Flip Aquatics. So 10 shrimp turned into easily 50 or more. I mean, they are just going at it in there. They're everywhere. Every place you look, let me turn this off because it's probably pretty loud. Every place you look in here, there's something moving. Some tiny little thing. And I had to finally wrangle my subwasser tank. I don't know if you remember my last video, but it covered the entire tank. I have wrangled it. I have tamed the subwasser tank. And my husband thinks that word is so funny. Like, he'll use it for random stuff around the house. Just, is it the subwasser tank? I'm like, stop. You're not funny. But it's slightly funny. So there are all sorts of different colors of shrimp in here. And there are a couple of chili raspberries in this tank too. Oh, look at that little guy back there. Golly, just when you think they're done breeding. But that one really got me hooked on shrimp keeping. So almost every tank now I try to put some shrimp in it. And then in the kitchen, because I have expanded, here is my 6-gallon beta tank. This is Caelestis. It basically means celestial, but the male version of it in Latin. And he is oftentimes, get him out here, oftentimes in the back corner. But this is one of my newer tanks, so I'm working on the scaping in here. But it's a good start, and it's all real. I try not to use fake plants because for some reason they ick me out. I don't know why. And you can see all the power plugs in the back there. I guess that's what those backdrops are for, so you don't see all that stuff. But he's super cute, and he's very feisty. He has a little attitude. He's funny. A lot of times I'll find him like sleeping in one of the buckets that the plants are hanging on. Look at that. Look at that sassy attitude. Anywho, next one over here is going to be Pancake. My youngest named him. We lost Waffles last week, so there was Pancake and Waffles. But that is his little home on the counter. And then these are all temporary until we finish this new tank that I'm working on here. Where you at? Cherry is in here somewhere. She's neurotic. She's just all over the place. And then my baby, tiny, tiny little lady. Come on up. She's so little. But she'll have her own big tank someday soon too. So these are all just temporary holdings. This one is probably permanent, but those 3 little ones are tiny. They can't stay in there forever. But that's my setup. This is 16 minutes long. That's not too bad. We'll see how long that takes to upload. And then hopefully next time out to do live videos, and then I won't have to worry about it. I could just do whatever I want to do and not overthink it and not worry about it. So let me know what you think. Comments, thoughts. I'd like to hear it, any feedback, all that kind of stuff, because I'm still only, a year into this, I think. I started about a year ago, so I'm a newbie that kind of knows a lot, somewhere in between. It's fun, though. It makes me happy. It gives me something to do. And even if we can't afford a house someday because I'm spending all the money, at least I'm happy now. Bye.